Furble lovers! So today we are going back to the Raising Furble playlist. I've been doing a few command videos, and so that's been doing a little bit of her training as well. So right now we're just going to do kind of a generalized session with what we normally do to try to progress her along her training journey. We've been starting to do a little bit of posing. We've been trying to fade the lure with the down command. She's been working really well. Good girl. Waiting for eye contact. Okay. I love eye contact. Never, at the beginning I released her without eye contact, but then I raised grading criteria. And I require the eye contact now. Okay. And she's getting really good at that. It's getting easier and easier for her to get eye contact. And that's what I encourage people doing when they're training their dogs, slowly raising that grading criteria. And one of my grading criteria is eye contact. No. So I didn't give her the command to get into the down position. She gets into the down position, I give that no reward marker. It's called a negative punishment because you're punishing them by taking something away. Good girl. Okay. If my dogs start to do that, what I'll do is I'll use another command for 1 or 2 times because they're just falling into emotion at that point. They're just like, okay, I sit and then I get into the down position. Okay. And so they're not even like listening to your commands necessarily. They're just becoming a robot for the treat. And we don't want that. Touch. Okay. Mix in a little bit of a touch command. Touch. Okay. And this is like muscle confusion, like when you're working out. Touch. More. Touch. Okay. If you're working out, you're lifting weights, you don't want to lift the same weight every single day over and over again. Your muscles get used to it. Okay. So you want to mix in light weights, high reps. I know I need to lift weights, that's for sure. I've been traveling a lot. Good girl. Good girl. Okay. That was a very good one. If she does really good, I give her a couple of pieces of meat. It's called like a gradient rewarding system. I'm not honestly sure how effective it is. I think a jackpot is effective. Okay. But like 1 treat or 2 treat, I'm not sure if she really like, it kicks off more endorphins or she takes it as a bigger reward. But if you give her a ton of treats, she definitely takes that as good reward. Now I'm just kind of delaying it for a little bit. Honestly, I'm trying to separate the 2 pieces of turkey in my hand. Oh, now I've got it. Okay. But that's like teaching her how to stay, right? I don't release her immediately. I wait a little bit of time. And I want to make sure she doesn't offer another behavior in that time period, like she doesn't go into the down position randomly. So now I'll do a little bit of posing. Good girl. Okay. We're still working on that one. She's doing better. She's not jumping as much anymore. Good girl. Okay. But this one takes a while to train. Okay. Especially for them to hold it up there. More? Okay. So that was a little bit better. You can see I'm slowly raising that grading criteria. More? Okay. Trying to get her to hold that position for a split second. And now she's done it long enough to where she actually has her balance intact. Okay. That was not the greatest clicker timing, but we'll live with it. Good girl. Good girl. Waiting for eye contact. Okay. So she's doing really well. Not sure the next commands I'll end up integrating. We are practicing a little bit with leave it. So I'll play a little bit with that. Leave it. Good girl. And all I'm requiring right now for her to get the reward, leave it. Good girl. Is for her to essentially, I try to entice her to touch it so that way she can stop touching it. She doesn't want to touch it now. Leave it. Good girl. And it seems like she's starting to get it. Leave it. Okay. There's not really a release word. Leave it. Good girl. There's not really a release word with leave it because it's just essentially stopping doing something. Okay. But you want to get them to try to like entice them. Good girl. Okay. Just using the release word like instinctually. Good girl. But I want to get her interested. Leave it. Good girl. You can see she almost turns away from it violently. Leave it. Good girl. So this is a pretty easy one to train. Leave it. Good girl. She's so cute. I'll see if I can get a better angle so you guys can see this, but she like turns her head away like she's like sick of it. Leave it. Good girl. Leave it. Good girl. Yeah, the release word doesn't really work with that one because you'd be like, a release word inside this situation would be like, you now have permission not to leave it anymore. So it's like they're sniffing poop and then you're like, leave it. And they stop doing it. And then you release them and then they're allowed to go sniff the poop again. Like that doesn't make too much sense. Good girl. No. It's right there. That's one thing she's doing quite a bit. She gets into the down or the sit position. I give her the command to go to the down position. And then she kind of like gets up and waggles around and then goes into the down position. So I'm trying to avoid that. And so I'm raising my criteria and I'm not rewarding that anymore. Good girl. Okay. And at first she's really not going to understand why she didn't get a reward right there. But over time with consistency, she's going to build that association with like, when I do this, I don't get the reward. Good girl. Okay. When I do this, I do get the reward. So it's all about like, this is all about like how to communicate with your dog. Good girl. Good girl. Okay. And another grading criteria that you could do is like they quickly get into position. And so like that one right there, she kind of lollygagged a little bit. So in the future, I won't be rewarding that. But for right now, I'm totally happy with that. Good girl. Okay. She's also very young. Like you can definitely train young dogs, but it's definitely a little more challenging to train this young of dogs. Like obviously you can train them. Look at her. Because she's distracted so easily. Rump? No. It's right there. I shouldn't use the command word really. I noticed that she was distracted already. But I did. So if you use the command word, you got to use that no reward marker if they don't listen to you. Rump? Good girl. Okay. So that was a good time to use the command word because I could tell she was engaged with me. She was about to sit down. So that's a great time to use the command word. Build up that association. Rump. Good girl. Platz. Good girl. Okay. Another really good one right there. She fell into position quickly, gave me eye contact. I only have 2 more pieces of turkey left, so it's almost over. Rump. Good girl. More. Okay. So that was a good one. She held it for a split second longer. What do I do for this last one? Let's get a Platz. Platz. Good girl. Okay. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed today's lesson. You can see we're just solidifying a lot of the commands that I've already taught her. And it's a process, right? A lot of those videos you'll be like, 10 minutes to do this, 10 minutes to do that. Stop your dog doing this in 5 minutes. And a lot of those are just like cuts. And I think I'll make some cuts over time to like show you her progress on a certain command over time. But what I really wanted this playlist to be is you just see me doing real training lessons. I videotape every single training lesson. There's no training lessons that I'm skipping out on. Maybe if I go to the park and stuff like that, I'm not being crazy about it. But I want you guys to see the realistic process of training a puppy over time. And you can skip from week to week to see how she's progressing on different commands. But that's really the aim of this playlist, is to give you a real life view into how I'm raising Furble, the process it takes me, the time that it takes me, how quickly she learns different commands, little tips and tricks. I sprinkle them throughout these because it's hard for me to consolidate all my thoughts. But inside one of these sessions, something will just kind of spark a memory of me. So I think that's the real value of this playlist, If you guys have any suggestions or things that you want me or that you want to see me doing, let me know. Please like and subscribe. We're trying to build a community. I think we're up to 11 subscribers now and only like, I don't know, 4,989 before we get like monetized. So trying to make this my main thing. So please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And I'll see you next time.